Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mark from Northwest Bourbon here for your monthly Veterans Whiskey Club live stream. If you guys can check, all you guys in the audience already, can you tell me if my audio is good and everything's good to go? Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate all you guys being here. If this is your first time here, every single month, the first Saturday of the month, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're up late drinking whiskey, then you have other people to drink with. We are here for you. What we call the DUI Prevention Task Force. But on top of that, the once a month Saturday Veterans Stream is so veterans across the community from the Warriors and Whiskey group and the Veterans Whiskey Club can find other veterans to meet and have a good time and make sure none of us are drinking alone. And if you need somebody to reach out to, you can. On Instagram and Facebook, the Veterans Whiskey Club and the Warriors and Whiskey group, huge, thousands and thousands of followers and group members all over the country. And once a month, your ambassadors try to put together a live event so you guys can actually see each other in real life. You just got to look up wherever you live. And if the ambassador in your area is having an event soon, and you can find that on the Warriors and Whiskey and Veterans Whiskey Club pages. Who's all here? Well, I'm still up. What's up, Daniel? Good to see you, buddy. Cheers, everybody. This is an open bar. The link is already in the chat. I will post it. Post haste. I will post the link right now. To the top of the chat. So if you're not able to see it, you'll see it posted at the top. So it's an open bar. Everybody's welcome to come. I've been asked a lot, if I wasn't in the military, can I still watch the show or can I still jump on stage? Yeah, you can come on and have a drink with us. I'm just letting you know that it's going to be focused on veterans. The show is. Piper John is in the house. Bourbon Syndicate. Good to see you, Rusty. Jen is in the house. What's up, Jen? Good to see you. Well, time to refill the old water flask. Absolutely. Mike. Thanks for bringing that up, Mike. Make sure you are drinking water. Now, whether you have an awesome high-speed tumbler or you're drinking it straight out of the bottle, or if you got a fancy drinking glass, doesn't matter. As long as you guys are hydrating, drink water. Make sure you're drinking as much water as you're drinking whiskey. There they go, all hydrating themselves.
Refilling.
We're hydrating.
Roger that. I gotta pour my bottle into my glass in my fancy tumbler. I'm gonna try to get through all these water receptacles this evening to make sure I'm properly hydrated.
So did you hear, Mark? Laura's gonna do push-ups tonight.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I like it. Pin message. Okay, so the should be pinned to the top, and Big Cat is in the house. What's up, Big Cat?
What's up, guys?
Good to see you.
Cheers, brother.
Matt is in the house. What's up, Matt?
Cheers, Mark.
Good to see you.
Matt sighting.
What's up, bakers?
Bakers. Let's see. We're here. Yes, I see you. So the link is pinned to the top, so you guys can all jump on. Come have a drink with us, so you're not drinking alone, and you don't have to drink and drive. From the safety of your own couch, pants optional. Barrel Dave.
Exactly. You can't see anything.
Shirts required, pants optional.
Yeah.
Those shirts are required if you're not on screen, right?
Bourbon Ballers in the house. What's up? What's up?
Love you.
Audio good, my friend. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Audio good. Good. B Bauer's in the house. What's up, B Bauer? Good to see you. Bourbon Baller Lee. It's always good to see you, Lee. Dave is in the house. What's up, Dave? Mike, I'm just gonna see who else is here real quick before we get on to the subjects of the night. Eric Gunnarson's in the house. Good to see you, Eric. I'm glad you could be here. I know it's late. Jeff is in the house. Bourbon Syndicate. Laura and Troy sent me. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate you, buddy. Gandy Rhodes in the house. Dave, good to see you. Everybody's saying what's up to each other. That's what I like to see. Tiller's Bourbon Challenge. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. See everybody saying hi to each other. Did you guys get a chance to look at what the bourbon of the month is?
No.
Well, the Veterans Whiskey of the Month. So every Saturday, first Saturday of the month, every show we have a veteran-owned whiskey of the month. This is called Devil's Brigade. It is from Willie's Distillery. Willie's Distillery is in Montana, and I have already contacted them and invited them to be on the show so we can interview them. And we have not locked down a date yet. So Willie is a military veteran, and I would love to have him on the show. And I've already been contacted back by them. We just haven't set a date yet. So Willie, let's get you on the show and talk about your brand, man. I'm really excited to get into this. Now, one of the things that we're going to do is the Devil's Brigade got named after a unit, and we're going to watch a video about that unit. It's going to be a lot of fun. But that is the whiskey, veteran-owned whiskey of the month.
Woo! Sounded good.
That was a good.
Did you find that while you were in Montana?
No, I did not. I ordered this one online because where I was at in Montana was hours away from Willie's Distillery. I'm going to have to plan a special occasion to go see them because it wasn't exactly down the street. Montana's kind of big.
Yeah.
I've got a really good friend who lives in Missoula, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about you today, Mark. I almost texted you, and I cannot freaking remember the name of it. There was a bourbon that I saw when I was at the store today. It was something Creek, and I swear it was like Credence Creek, and I've Googled it, and that's not correct. But it said it was a veteran-owned bourbon, and I thought it was one that you had mentioned. It made me think of you, and I almost reached out to you. And I wish I had now because I don't remember what it was now.
Oh man.
Well, whatever it is, it's not as cool as Willie's Distillery.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah, I'll go back there tomorrow, Mark, and I'll figure out what it was, and I'll shoot you a text because I'm curious if you know anything about it.
I'm looking forward to hearing which one it was. So Willie's Distillery, their website and their Instagram is already in the video description, so you guys can find them on there. And in a minute here, we're gonna watch a video about why they named their whiskey Devil's Brigade. Kind of a big deal. What's up, Trinity?
That was Jen's contribution to Mark's stream.
Well, it was good to see her for a minute there.
She's gonna do 22 sit-ups.
Nice.
I can't wait to hear that.
Pouring some Horse Soldier barrel strength bourbon. Yeah, we've had Horse Soldier as the veteran-owned whiskey of the month a couple times because the way that the rules go with the veteran-owned whiskey of the month is that the distillery owned by the veteran can have multiple whiskey entries if they have multiple whiskeys. But I'm not going to do the same whiskey twice because there's a lot of veteran-owned whiskeys out there. And I did not realize that last month when we had Brass and Anchor's Founders Blend was last month's whiskey of the month. And I did not realize it at the time, even though that was their second time because their first batch had already been whiskey of the month before. But I didn't realize that last month was the anniversary of the Veterans Whiskey Club live streams. And so So last month marked 1 year that we've been doing this first Saturday of the month. Pretty exciting.
Wow.
That's pretty exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've had a couple different Horse Soldiers, couple different Brass and Anchors. But yeah, so if your whiskey distillery like 10th Mountain or any of them are owned by veterans, if you make more than one different whiskey, then we can have your distillery on as Veteran Whiskey of the Month multiple times. Now, I don't make the rules. Wait, yes, I do. All right, so I'm going to get into this Devil's Brigade.
Cheers.
Month. Cheers, guys. Ooh. Transitions halfway through. It's got layers. It starts out darker and then it gets lighter, as opposed to most start out lighter and then get darker. It's crazy. Jen, you're still here. What's up? Good to see you.
I want Rusty to come on here and talk about Warhorse Legacy because that's all about veterans. I do. Rusty, if you're around, Bourbon Syndicate, if you're around, come on in.
Bourbon Syndicate was still in the chat as of 2 minutes ago, so he's probably still here. He might just not be ready to jump on screen yet.
Yeah. So Mark, what she's talking about, Rusty's doing a month of sobriety in support of a charity for Warhorse Legacy, which is a veteran charity organization out of Arkansas that does like they do horse therapy basically. You've heard of the dog therapy and all that? They do horse therapy in Arkansas. So
I'm
doing
writing
a month
that
of
down.
sobriety. Yeah, he's doing a month of sobriety to support that. He's got 4 days left.
Yeah, it's equine therapy, but not only for the veteran, but for the families. So that's really important to include because the families need to know how to adjust with the veteran. So it's really cool. And they have a bunch of stuff going on and it's really amazing. I'm super proud of Rusty and I hope he comes on in here. Come on, Rusty.
And just
I can definitely attest to the fact that the family members of the veterans go through a hard time. I can tell you that for sure.
Yes.
Just to add one more thing.
Deployment
too, the Bourbon
sucks
community,
for all family members.
Yeah. Were you Matt? Did you say you wanted to add something to that?
I was just saying, and just to add one more quick thing. This is what I love about the Bourbon community. As much as we all come together and help support everybody, and I know Mark, you've got a nice support, a core foundation of support with your audience too. Everybody seems to come together and really help everybody out. So we're all as a group helping to donate some funds towards that charity too, which is great. So I love this community. We're also supportive of each other.
Yeah.
And Mark, what you're doing, I love. I'm not a veteran myself. I love you guys. I love what you guys do, and I'm happy to support you guys in any way that I can. So I appreciate what you do in your stream.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate you guys too. I appreciate you guys being here and having some drinks with me.
What I'm asking is because I don't know how quite this works. Are we waiting for a particular time till we all do our stuff at the push-ups or
Yes,
is it
yeah,
a particular time?
I think Jen is really wanting to get footage for her OnlyFans for her push-ups. So
I ain't gonna do push-ups. I'm gonna do that thing that I showed you on Baker's Drinks. But is it a particular time we all do it together?
Yes, you will be
Okay.
notified. Just as any other military type situation, the prompts will be clear and direct. So what I do is Rusty is in the house. What's up, buddy?
Hey,
Rusty.
Good to see you, Rusty. So Dave, I wrote down in my notes the Hooten Young. I wrote that down so I can look that up later on. I appreciate you mentioning that. But yeah, I just poured the Devil's Brigade into my infinity bottle, and I like it. It is 42%, 84 proof, and we will learn. Hopefully, we learn more about the distillery when they come on the show, but we are going to learn more about the Devil's Brigade here in a little bit. Rusty, how you doing, buddy?
doing well, man. It's almost to the end. I'm kind of anxious to get to the 10th where I can have a pour, but
Yeah.
I gotta say the first week was kind of tough. And,
First week's the hardest, yeah.
I had to utilize calling people to talk me down from the ledge, more or less. I was like, man, I really want to drink right now. But it's like Matt told me, man, it'll get easier. Hang in there, and
Yeah.
it has. And I'm actually sleeping a little better. Believe it or not, I was kind of surprised by that.
Every day that goes by will get easier, and you will care less and less, Rusty, to the point where you will be thinking, why the hell did I care so much? It is part of the healing process of anything that humans go through, whether it's an addiction to something, stress to anything. It's just part of the process, brother. I can't be more proud of you, man. I know how hard this has been for you, and you are now it's past midnight my time, so you are 3 days away, brother. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Good job, Rusty.
Yeah.
Marty's in the house. Good to see you, Marty. Marvin is in the house. What's that? Hello, nurse. Got some Animaniacs going on. Good to see you. I was gonna say, talking about how hard military life is on families, because not only is this loved one of yours gone a lot, whether it's deployments or just like schools and training and stuff like that, they're just gone all the time, and then they come back, and you've got this, big ball of personality that wants to like rearrange the cupboards and change how you've been running the house as soon as you walk in the door. I can attest that I have certainly done that, and it's hard on the family. And especially when there's a lack of communication, because just real quick, in 2009, my truck got blown up, just blown to pieces. It was terrible. And my parents got a, thank you for your son's sacrifice letter that had like no information or details in it.
Oh.
And so, yeah, they were stressing, trying to figure out what was going on. But yeah, it's not easy on the families, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely not a letter you want to receive.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. But I was okay. I called him a few days later, and I'm like, "What? Yeah, I'm fine. It's all good. What
Were
do you guys
were
think?"
you in the
Just-
truck when it
Just
blew
got
up,
done
Mark?
eating chow. Yeah, we're. It's interesting. All right, so the first subject we already covered is the Veterans Whiskey of the Month from Willie's Distillery. Willie is a veteran himself. I believe he retired as a colonel, but I'm not sure. He hasn't come on the show yet. But I'm anxious to get them on the show. The whiskey is really interesting, got some crazy layers to it. But we're going to move on to subject number 2, which is honoring the fallen. So if any of you guys out there in the chat or on the panel have anybody who passed away during the month of April, or if their birthday was in the month of April, celebrate their life and who they were. So if any of your loved ones that passed away in April or are no longer with us, if their birthday was on April, go ahead. Give me it can be a nickname if you don't want to throw their name out there. But I can tell you, one of my good friends, Sergeant Povolitis, his birthday was in April. It was actually April 26th. And he would have been 59 this year. And so Sergeant P's definitely going up there. A good friend of mine that was killed in Afghanistan. And Sergeant Quiles, high-speed sapper ranger, just all around badass. He died April 12th in 2015. So Sergeant P and Sergeant Q are going up on the wall that we're going to drink a shot to them here in a minute. And if anybody else out there.
Yeah. So
Top Vietnam vet. All right. So, all right. Lee, I'm going to throw yours. Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah. So my father, his birthday was April 21st, 1941. He was a veteran of Vietnam War. He was U.S. Navy veteran. He died about a month before his 70th birthday.
Yeah.
And he fought the fight with cancer and lost, but the man was a badass. I miss him every day.
Oh man. Hey, thank you for sharing, Troy. Appreciate that, buddy. Sorry about your dad.
Yeah.
I put Lee's dad and Troy's dad up there on the board. Give you guys a couple minutes if anybody else wants to throw a name up there.
Damn it, Troy. I just want to give you a hug, buddy.
Yeah, right.
I appreciate that.
Damn.
I'm going to do some push-ups for him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Damn.
All right. Does anybody else have any names they want to throw in the chat or on the panel? I'm going to start pouring my glass. I got a special bottle signed to me of the Horse Soldier Barrel Strength that I always pour out of this bottle when I'm pouring a glass to the fallen.
Big Cat's pouring one too. Love it.
Now, Big Cat, if you want to say something, you got to unmute yourself because you have a lot of background, like with the feedback going on with your phone, and so I muted you. And so if you want to throw something out there, just unmute yourself. But yeah, there's a lot of feedback coming from you today.
It's all good, man. I just poured some Horse Soldier with you. So.
Oh, roger that. Awesome. Yeah, I actually got to take Big Cat Aaron on base, and he got to meet one of the guys from Horse Soldier and get a personally signed bottle and stuff like that. It was awesome. I was glad we were able to
That's
do that.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Grandpa was in World War II. His birthday was April 5th.
Nice. Thanks, Jeff, for sharing that.
So Jeff's grandpa is going up. As we talk about many times, you know, the gone are not truly gone until the last person says their name for the last time. You know, we remember those who had an impact on us.
Yep. Piper John's got one too there.
Piper. Thanks, John. Appreciate you.
Piper John, cheers to your grandfather. 1901. Wow. Wow.
Man, I bet you he had some stories, man. He was working age during the Depression, and oh man,
That's such a cool year. You literally went from being alive during horse and buggy and cars and the moon landing potentially. How fucking crazy is that? You know what I mean?
what I'm saying. That man had some stories, man. Piper, I hope you got to write those down. Bloody 81. Some guys from 2-3 died 90 in Afghanistan. Yeah, man. Hey, were you in Kandahar, south of the Arghandab, 11-12 time frame? Because I know that there were some guys from Second ID down there. Because I was up in Pasab, and that whole Zari district, that was a terrible place. And I kept hearing about you guys and your strikers getting some work down there. If that's where you were, if that's what you were referring to. Because so I was there around that time.
Bloody 81. Cheers to you, buddy.
Cheers, Jesus.
Yeah. It's a terrible spot down there. Probably serious.
Is that his name, Troy? Jesus? Bloody 81?
Bloody 81, Jesus.
Jesus? Okay, thank you. Cheers, Jesus.
Yeah. So much hit. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. All you guys watching at home and all of you guys here with me, we're going to raise a glass to the fallen. Lest we forget. Until Valhalla. Salute.
Mark, he says, Jesus says, yes, it was. You're correct.
Yep. Yeah, man, that was a terrible area. So I was just north of the river while you guys were south of the river, but that whole area just sucked. Big time.
He was an immigrant from Russia, Belarus by today's borders. Wow.
Yeah.
So much history. Holy shit. This is awesome, Mark.
We need Chris Tats in here to do his speech, right?
Well, or dude, Ken from Scotch Down Under has a great
That's who it was. Scotch Down Under.
Yeah.
His speech is awesome right now.
Yeah. All right, so like Troy already preluded and what Jen was asking about. Oh, Jen's back. So after we do the salute honoring the fallen, then we talk about that on average. Now, this is not low, like a lot of days there's more than 22 veterans a day who kill themselves. That the real numbers are actually higher than that, which really sucks. But it's something that we do. 22 push-ups for 22 a day. Because we got to train harder, we got to do better, and we got to take care of ourselves. And your physical fitness is part of that, along with your mental health. And so
take care of our brother.
Yeah, knock out 22 for the 22 a day. Let's go.
Oh my God. You know what? All right, I'm going to try. I'm going to die, but I'm going to try.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Man, that feels good.
Woo!
I tell you what. Bentley's in the house. What's up, Bentley? That's Ken. Yep. Adam, what's up?
I think Laura did it.
You see Adam?
It took me longer to get to the floor.
She's gonna be sore tomorrow.
Oh my God, Mark.
The bigger
Love
issue
it.
is I can't get out of my area in the studio here. There's a wall right next
Oh.
to my side, so it
Were
takes
you-
me longer to get back and forth.
Were you under the table?
Dave Buckles thing. Yeah, that's about how I was counting mine, buddy.
Oh, I love it. Appreciate you guys. All right, so next subject is congrats. So anything that's happened in your life over the last month, like over the last 30 days roughly, to share, because part of being in a community is sharing things that happen in your life to other people to celebrate with you and whatnot. And so if there's anything positive, like got a new job, got a raise, got a car, somebody's birthday, you know, whatever, something positive that's happened in your life. Like a lot of you guys who are on Patreon or anything like that know that I just got back last night from a trip to Montana. And the car never broke down. Like, we drove there safely. We got back safely. It was a long drive. My mom lives in Montana, and her husband is not doing well. He's having a really hard time right now. He can barely get up to go to the bathroom. And so they own this big piece of property, and they cannot keep up with the maintenance. And so every year, take the kids over there for spring break and do a lot of just regular house chores inside and outside. And we love it. But got there and back safely, and I can't be more grateful for that. So something like that, something that good that happened.
You got to talk about your sobriety, Rusty. Come on, because if you don't, I'm going to.
My month of
Milestone,
sobriety.
Rusty.
Yeah, my nearly month of sobriety, and another good thing that I just found out today. My buddy Kinsey just had emergency appendix surgery, and
Oh wow!
And he come through with flying colors. But yeah, that just happened today.
Okay, so it's successful surgery.
Yep.
For who?
My buddy Kinsey, who was in the Navy. So there you go.
All right, so I got my Montana trip went well. Rusty's sobriety, Kinsey's surgery went well. Freaking Adam got married. Awesome.
Poor guy. Doesn't know what he's in for. No,
Congrats, Adam. Adam, congrats, buddy. That's awesome. Hit 44, 22 extra. Dude, good job, B. Bauer.
I was gonna say B. Bauer's gonna crank out 22 for Rusty as well.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Jen, how'd you do?
Listen, every time I try and do something in chat, I turn my camera. So these were okay. Do you see that? I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, you
It's
got
like
your workout station.
Torture chamber. It's like sit-ups and leg lifts at the same time. I did 22 of them. I damn near died, but I did it.
We
You did it.
appreciate your effort.
Every
Yeah.
time I try and do chat, you guys go away. That's why I'm in and out all the time. I'm trying to do chat, going Ern Holland for a Vietnam vet. He was a Purple Heart. My brother Lep was a vet as well, but it's not working for me. I'm trying super hard, but I did 22 and I almost died.
Good
You're
job,
welcome.
Jen. Good job. Now, if you do
Sorry.
that every day, man, you're gonna be working it, Jen. Good job.
Jen, how many of those 22 sit-ups did you do with a cigarette in your mouth?
No, none of them. But I'll tell you what. No, I put the cigarette out. But I'll tell you what. If I do 22 a day, I'd be looking nice right now. That's all I gotta say.
Listen, I believe you. Look, I just did 22 push-ups for the first time in probably 20 years, and I almost fucking died. So look, I'm right there with you.
We
I hear you.
appreciate you both. And we look forward to your 22 next month as well. Because Mark always follows us on Saturday night.
Yep.
Honestly, I can't even believe I was able to do 22. I thought for sure I wouldn't be able to do it, and I actually did it. So I'm proud of myself.
That's amazing.
That is awesome.
Last month, Sean did 22 with us.
That's, man, good for Sean, man.
He said he
He's
was
like
going to be back this
900
month.
years
I don't
old.
know where he's at.
He's I talked with him earlier. He's coming back from a long trip, so he's passing out. Or he was up at like 2 a.m. to travel, and
Or he couldn't do the 22, and I don't blame him. I tap out too. I'm just joking.
All right, so Michael got to see his kid before he deployed a few days ago. That's a congrats. That's great that you got to see him before you left.
Yeah.
I just have to say I have a nephew that's in Japan right now, and apparently they've been doing a lot of tsunami warnings and things are happening, and he's new to the Marines, and I'm rooting for him.
Yep, the disaster preparedness and yeah, that's awesome. Bakers, did you guys have anything to celebrate over the last month?
Laura just dropped it in the chat.
Yeah, so my other channel got to 300 subscribers, and
Nice.
I did zip lining yesterday and was brave enough to do it all with my daughter. So it was fun and scary.
I love your gardening channel, Laura. You guys need to check it out if you guys haven't checked it out.
I am definitely subscribed. No shame. You guys drop links. All of you guys that are moderators, drop your own link. Drop links to all of our friends' channels like Independent Joe, Bourbon, Big Vic, Cheech, all the friends in our circles and whatnot. Whiskey Wisdom, Baker Drinks, Bourbon Syndicate, Echoes in Eternity. Drop all them links. Whiskey Corner, dude. I can't even. Bobby Bad Axe. There's so many. I can't name them all. If you guys just drop links left and right, it's all good. I appreciate that.
Mark, check out Bloody 81 there.
My 2 nephews joined the army. That's freaking awesome. Congrats to them.
That's awesome, Jesus.
All right, Big Cat, did you have anything that was really good that happened over the last month?
Not me personally, but my sister just had another kid, so I'm an uncle to 2 nieces now. So
yeah, I was gonna say that is you personally because you got a new niece.
Yeah.
Big Cat, is work picking up for you yet?
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
it's been good so far. So
That's a win.
Yeah.
Good.
Last time we met up, work was real slow for you.
Yeah.
All right, so does anybody in the chat have any last minute things they want to throw in as something they're congratulatory?
Yeah.
I got you all beat on this age thing.
Mark, I don't know if these count. I'll throw these 2 in there. My wife and I, we just hit our 21-year anniversary, which is awesome. My dad, he's very, 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 very sick. He's very, very sick. And so honestly, every month that I have with him, I'm so happy to have. So I would like to at least recognize my father too. He's so sick, it's ridiculous. But anyways, life is so precious. I'd like to just mention that briefly. You don't have to throw them up there, but it's definitely something that I'm so thankful for every single day. So
spend every second you can with him, Matt.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, Z-Man, welcome. Thanks for being here,
brother.
Z-Man, here's Z-Man.
What's up, brother?
What up? So, Tony, this is your first time here, Tony. The first Saturday of the month, every single month, we do a veterans live stream, and we feature a veterans whiskey of the month. Today is this month of April is Devil's Brigade from Willie's Distillery in Montana. He is a combat veteran, and we are going to watch a video about the Devil's Brigade here in a few minutes. So stay tuned.
Let's do it. I love it.
Z-Man, what are you drinking on tonight, bud?
Yeah, he'd out to ask, man.
Wait, are you drinking
1783? Love it.
Heroes.
Mark,
man, you're my hero.
See, man, I saw that bottle. I could not walk into a store without seeing that bottle.
I can't find it, and it was in a grocery store yesterday.
Well, that's what I was going to say. And so I never picked it up because I was like, oh, this is fucking everywhere. And now that I finally want it, I can't find it anywhere. I've looked everywhere and I can't find it. I wish I had.
Damn it, Matt. You missed out. It's such a good bottle.
I did. I had that bottle in my hands so many times. It's so cheap and it's such a great bottle. And I was like, I'll get it later. And now I can't find it.
I had some friends over today, and they about put this thing to hurt. Look how much.
I know. Look, it upsets me every single day. I was literally today in the store looking for it again, and I couldn't find it.
Somebody was showing me last week they had a 1.75 of that.
That's T-Rob's got one.
Wow,
that's who it was.
Yeah,
I missed that stream.
Hey, so we all have the 2023 edition. Word on the street is the 2024 edition is going to be coming out soon, and I am pumped.
Good. It's a tasty bottle, man.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Mark, if I see it, I'll grab you one. If you see it, you grab me one. Okay.
100%. All right, so guys, next on the list subjects is new bottles. We were just talking about bottles. So this is, like I said, community. We share things with each other. This last month, I got Dusty Dan's new pick. He's a Marine veteran. He did a pick. So I got Dusty Dan's Nashville bottle this month. I bought a Lucky 7 for the first time ever. It is a Lucky 7 pick. Super excited. The review, I haven't cracked it yet, so the review is going to be coming out soon.
Wait, Mark. Which Lucky 7 is that?
It is it's called Holiday Toast, and it is a barrel pick of the Holiday Toast.
Dude,
Mark, where'd you get that?
I love the Holiday Toast. I've got 2 bottles of that. It's one of my favorite Lucky 7s. I love that bottle.
I picked up a 4-gate.
The 4-gate.
Triple oak. This is their triple oak that just came out.
Dave Vogel
that is the TRO, Matt.
About that bottle. What did you say, Troy?
That is the TRO.
Dave Vogelsang was just talking about that bottle like 30 minutes ago,
yes,
Mark.
The triple oak.
That's amazing.
That's funny. I also got the Frey Ranch. This is the farm strength uncut.
Did you get that based on the sample you got from us?
No, I actually ordered it before I tried the sample.
Okay, because they're so hit or miss.
And honestly, after I tried the sample, I looked to see if I could cancel the order.
I don't blame you, man.
Because I ordered it because I saw it, and then you guys sent me the sample, and I tried it, and I was like, wait, and I texted you, and I was like, what did I ask you? I was like, which one did you get? What batch was it?
Exactly. Yeah, you were asking.
I was like, please don't be the same batch.
I hear some are really good. I've had a good one, and some are like really, really bad.
Yeah.
All right, so Bakers, what new bottles did you get this month?
So right now we're sipping on this was a backbone sample from Storytime Distilling. It's called Sergeant Dunny's Private Reserve.
Okay.
It is an MGP sourced, about 118 proof. Fantastic. But the exciting thing that we're sipping on right here, this is the Rebel.
Oh, the Rebel small batch
reserve.
Dude, I've not seen that, but I'm a big Rebel fan. I really am.
Yeah, so basically Rebel 10 year, if you don't know, is sourced from Heaven Hill. It's Old Fitz. Yeah, that's the bottle. It's Old Fitz, right?
And they're usually, if you look at the dates, they're usually 11 or 12 years old. They just have the Rebel 10 label. They're usually a lot older than 10 years.
Yeah. So Heaven Hill, or I mean Rebel, or Lux Row, they were purchased by MGP. All of the stock that they had purchased off of Heaven Hill went into this small batch blend because they're going to start putting out MGP 10-year whiskey as their Rebel 10. So this is all of the blended Heaven Hill whiskey in the Rebel small batch. It's so good.
It's delicious. Yeah.
And we had a subscriber to the channel text me today when I was leaving work, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to meet you. I got a bottle for you." And he gave this to us. He gifted it to the channel.
Excuse me.
That's awesome, Troy.
I mean, I love free whiskey, and I love free amazing whiskey even better.
Yep.
Now I'm really not happy about that. When I heard that Lux Row was getting bought by MGP, I was hoping they wouldn't change anything. I love what Ezra Brooks and Rebel. I love them both, especially their single barrels. They're very underrated. They're like the Distillers Collection single barrels are like $40, and then the cast strength ones are like $55, and they're fantastic. I was really hoping they wouldn't change the juice, man.
They're changing it to MGP.
That's terrible choice.
There are very few 4-grain bourbons that I love. Lux Row is one of them. That bottle is just, oh god, it's so great.
You love the 4-grain double barrel, right?
As long as it's not Frey Ranch. Frey Ranch is a big 4-grain thing, and we've already been over the hit or miss on Frey Ranch.
Right. All right, so Matt, Whiskey Wisdom, what new bottle do you want to share that you got this month?
I'd have to go to my studio to grab it, but I've bought a bunch this month. I've gotten the Paul Sutton 7-year heritage. I got a couple James E. Pepper ryes that I shared with the bakers, and they thought it was a 10-year bourbon. It was a beautiful bottle. I got a Heaven's Door. Yeah, it's a great bottle. I got a Heaven's Door 10-year, which is amazing. But the one that I want to highlight the most, and you guys may make fun of me, but look, it's my first one ever. I was so proud of it. I texted Troy like a million times, and I'm sure Laura hates when I text Troy all the time. But I got my first.
I don't even know. I
got my first Antique 107 store pick. $59 Antique 107 store pick. I'm so proud. I haven't opened it yet, but that's my proud bottle this month so far.
I thought for sure you were going with that short barrel cigar batch.
Listen, that's a great pour. And listen, I haven't had the single barrel of the Antique 107. It may suck butt for all that I know. But I'm still really happy to have it.
It's going to be good.
Spoiler
alert, it's going to be good.
And you weren't texting him. You were on speakerphone while we were going out on date night, waiting in the parking lot for you to get off the
Laura,
so we could go
Laura, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to borrow your husband for like 30 minutes a month. Okay, I'm sorry, Laura. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd be ignoring him too.
Yep.
I know, it's like every single time that I call Sean from Echoes, I'm so surprised that he answers because I call him so much. But yeah, and same with Troy. I bother Troy more than I deserve him to answer. So Laura, I appreciate your patience. But this is the best community ever. So that's all I'm going to say.
True that. Right on, man.
Nice. I see Ben Demon Hunter. I see your new bottle. Z-Man, did you get anything new this month?
I just bottle killed this thing, man.
That's a great pour.
That's a great bottle. That's a great bottle.
Wait, did you just get that this month? Z-Man, did you just get that this month?
Yeah, I gotta think about that question for a second.
Okay.
No, I got it last month. Okay.
That's a 7-year, right, Z-Man?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great bottle. It's like $59. Great bottle. Love that bottle.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Now, Rusty, I know you're playing it sober, but did you get any new bottles this month?
I did. Well, they're on the way. I'm having them hand delivered from a couple, 2 different places, but The Rebecca Creek Spanish Oak is on its way.
Nice.
And,
No. Have you had that bottle before?
No.
Oh, get ready to live, Rusty. Get ready to live.
I hear it's fantastic. Everybody's talked it up, and I'm ready. And then I got the RD1 Amberana is coming. So,
right on.
Mark, we do a little homage to the vets, or no?
Yeah, we did.
We did, or we're done?
No, we did. Did you have a name you wanted to throw up?
My dad. My dad was 20 years Air Force. He spent 25 in the post office, so he had 45 years of federal government service.
Nice.
And I was born and raised in Tucson. Davis Mountain Air Force Base was 20 miles away. And when I started to realize what he did, we walked out the front door of the house, and the Thunderbirds were in town, and the F-16s were flying over. Yeah. And I looked at him, and I was like, what the fuck is that shit? And he said, that's the Son of Freedom, son. So,
see, man, do you mind sharing your dad's name?
My dad's name?
Yeah. All right, don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you don't feel comfortable, you know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Z-Man, cheers to your dad, buddy. Cheers
I'm a licensed ham. People can find me. My dad's name was Edwin.
No.
I already told it to you. And
right.
I'm
Thanks for sharing, Z-Man.
Yeah, Z-Man. Thanks for sharing, Z-Man.
Yep, I've got your dad up there on honoring the fallen, Z-Man. Big Cat, did you get any new bottles this month?
Yeah, I just got a Eagle Rare store pick yesterday.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Z-Man, love you, brother.
Let me guess, was it the...
Hey, just so you know, I mean, this is the bar. I can't hide this. Any of it.
Wait, what are we looking at?
That's his ham setup.
That's my ham setup.
Z-Man is going to be the one that we all reach out to when the shit hits the fan.
I won't be able to reach him. I don't have a radio.
We don't have shortwave.
Shortwave and whiskey is the way you're going to survive, Laura.
Right. I'm ham as well, but I don't have no shit like Z-Man got. Holy crap.
Yeah, and there's enough weapons in this house to took a horse. So,
hey, I'm right there with you, Z-Man. I've got weapons all over the house.
My dad was a World War II vet, and the story that he fucking told me was, and it kind of brought tears to my eyes, was him and my mom were in a movie theater in 1944, and when they came out the front door of the movie theater, they were throwing newspapers in the ground. Give me a second. Saying that Pearl Harbor had been bombed.
Yeah.
And that's when my dad knew that he was going to war. So, thank you.
Z-Man, I love you, brother. I love you, Z-Man.
Yeah.
Yep. I appreciate you, Z-Man.
That hurt to hear that. I was like, oh, God. Really?
Yeah. I appreciate you sharing, Z-Man. All right, so I got a lot of you guys in chat throwing up new bottles you got this month. Gandy Road got a Rebecca Creek, so I'm going to put a ×2 on Rusty's Rebecca Creek, showing that we've got 2 of those in the community coming in. Middle West Spirit Oloroso wheat whiskey. I've had Oloroso finished whiskeys, multiple of them, but I've never had a wheat whiskey finished in Oloroso. So, Eric, that's going to be an interesting one.
That's crazy talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough.
All right, so man, a lot of you guys threw some great bottles in the chat, man. Rebel Reserve, Hard Truth. So we got the 4 Greats, the pepper that I saw in the Lucky 7 107 pick, Ben Beamer, your Mactella, Rebecca Creeks, the Rebels, Dusty Dan's pick. Ezra's Midwinter. Dude, there's tons of great freaking bottles we got this week. Appreciate all you guys sharing with each other about new whiskeys you got this month. So next on the list on the agenda is we usually cover some news stories going on. But for our news today, we are going to watch the video of the Devil's Brigade. why they got named the Devil's Brigade and why are they so awesome that a veteran named their whiskey Devil's Brigade. So we're going to check that out. By the way, there's a poll in the chat right now. All you guys watching the poll in the chat, just click on which military service that either you or your family served in.
I had it.
And here we go. It's movie time. Grab a drink, put your feet up, and enjoy movie time.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you, buddy.
This is very specifically for men over 30 years old who make at least 150
you and your
grand
advertisements
annually. In the next 45.
The origin of modern special operations forces came on the battlefields of World War II. The British Special Air Service is the most famous of these units and saw its direct genesis in that conflict. However, the United States and Canada also fielded a famous unit of special operators in the war, one which the current special operators of both nations consider the ancestor of their respective units. This unit's official name was the 1st Special Service Force, but it was to receive a much more well-known nickname from its enemies, the Devil's Brigade. The Devil's Brigade became so esteemed that it got its own movie of the same name, which premiered in 1968. Although the movie was well received, veterans considered it historically inaccurate. In this video, we will look at the history and exploits of the real Devil's Brigade, why its Nazi enemy feared it so much, and how it has influenced today's special operations forces. The Devil's Brigade got its start in a way that was as unconventional as its operations. In April 1942, United States Army Chief of Staff George C. Marshall visited London and met Lord Louis Mountbatten, leader of the British Combined Operations Command. Among Mountbatten's entourage was a man he considered a very odd-looking individual, who talks well and may have an important contribution to make. This man was Jeffrey N. Pike, an unconventional man who was part journalist, part philosopher, and part inventor who advised Mountbatten on strategy. Earlier in the year, Pike imagined an operation called Project Plough, where commando units on motorized sleds would penetrate deep into Nazi-occupied Norway and attack important hydroelectric infrastructure there. Pike also envisioned cross-mountain raids from Italy to Germany and sabotage operations in Romania and Russia. None of these plans would come to fruition, but Marshall was impressed enough that he agreed with the idea of creating a unit that would go ahead with it. Since Britain couldn't supply troops for this unit, the United States would take the lead in doing so, but at Winston Churchill's insistence, Canadian soldiers would also be selected to participate. The name conferred to this joint unit was 1st Special Service Force. The name had been chosen to conceal its true nature from the Nazis, as the United States Army's entertainment branch was called the Special Services. 35-year-old Lieutenant Colonel Robert Tryon Frederick, a West Point graduate then working in an office position for the War Department, was chosen to lead the unit by then Major General Dwight D. Eisenhower, who led the War Department's planning division at the time. Eisenhower chose Frederick because he was the one most familiar with the plans. Ironically, Frederick believed the plan was unworkable, but because of the high interest in the idea from Washington and London, he was told to go ahead and given a free hand in recruitment and the acquisition of supplies. The Devil's Brigade was organized into 3 regiments, each with 2 battalions. 172 officers were spread throughout its ranks. In total, about 2,300 men comprised the unit. Roughly 2/3 of them were Americans and 1/3 was made up of Canadians. A red spearhead with the letters USA on the top and Canada beneath it in vertical letters was chosen as the unit's insignia. Because one of the unit's primary tasks would be winter fighting, Frederick and his officers had a preference for men with extensive outdoor experience, such as lumberjacks, hunters, rangers, prospectors, and game wardens. Recruitment letters called for single men between the ages of 21 and 35. The core American volunteers for the unit came from Forts Belvoir and Benning. Canadian personnel tended to be selected from units such as the Royal Winnipeg Rifles and the Queen's Own Cameron Highlanders. The 1st Special Service Force became official on July 9, 1942, and began training at Fort William Henry Harrison near Helena, Montana, which was seen as an ideal proving ground for men who were expected to operate in mountainous winter conditions. The location was also thought to better preserve the unit's secrecy. Canadian veterans mentioned that Hitler would never think to look for such a unit in a quiet mining town in the American West. It took a little learning to properly integrate the men from the 2 different countries. Marching commands needed to be homogenized between the 2. Uniforms were made identical. Hand-to-hand combat training was taught by Dermot Pat O'Neill, an ex-Shanghai International Police officer who was a renowned expert at it. The men took up standard weapons training, but it quickly became clear they needed to experiment to find the right weapons for their expected mission. For example, they quickly discovered that the 20-pound Browning automatic rifle, BAR, light machine gun, was too heavy and unwieldy to carry in mountainous combat, along with regular gear. Nearby, a group of Marine raiders were training with the lighter M1941 Johnson light machine gun, which used the same 3006 cartridge as the BAR. The Johnson wasn't so great for the Marines' purposes, so the 1st Special Servicemen traded some surplus plastic explosives they had received for their demolition training for the Johnson. The Johnson weighed about half as much as the BAR and was found much more satisfactory. The men also trained on enemy weapons. They were not only taught how to shoot them, but to take them apart and put them back together. The 1st Special Service men even...
This AI tool will take your
idea and create
a complete book, complete with design, images.
Even got their own unique fighting knife, which Frederick helped to design himself. This was the V42, which derived from the Fairbairn Sykes fighting knife. O'Neill also took the lead in teaching the men how to use these knives. There were also courses on demolition, airborne operations, and endurance. Endurance training came in the form of a 60-mile running circuit. Ski instructors from Norway were brought in to teach the men how they might be tasked to fight in their country's winter conditions.
What?
In 2 weeks, the men had gotten themselves accustomed to this type of warfare and were tested in cross-country ski formations, which they needed to maintain with all of their equipment from dusk to dawn. Things were going well for the unit, but then the Allied leaders cancelled Project Plough, imperiling its existence. However, it quickly became apparent that disbanding such an elite unit would do little good, so the Allied leaders decided to keep it. For a time, the Devil's Brigade honed its skills further. After a farewell parade for the people of Helena, whom they had gotten close to, the brigade moved to Norfolk, Virginia, to train in amphibious operations in the spring of 1943. That summer, the unit would finally receive its first mission. Earlier in the war, the Japanese had invaded the westernmost of Alaska's Aleutian Islands. In July, Frederick was told to get his men ready to participate in an operation to dislodge them. That May, a force of 12,000 men launched an amphibious operation against the 2,500 Japanese defenders on the island of Attu. Although outnumbered, the Japanese fought bitterly, with only 29 survivors.
Wow.
The Devil's Brigade would participate in combat against these men's comrades on Kiska. The men's excitement would evaporate, however. The Devil's Brigade saw its first operation on August 15th, but the Japanese had abandoned Kiska by then. Again, it seemed that the Devil's Brigade would miss its chance to participate in combat. In reality, the men who were chomping at the bit to prove themselves under fire would only need to wait a few more months. The 1st Special Service Force was selected to participate in operations in Italy, where the Allies were slogging northward in a bitter struggle against the Nazis under Field Marshal Albert Kesselring. On November 19th, the Devil's Brigade entered the line at Naples. It got its first priority mission on December 3rd, when it was tasked with storming a well-defended German position on Monte La Defensa. American and British troops had tried to dislodge the defenders on this 3,120-foot edifice with over 200,000 artillery shells, to no avail. At 1:30 in the morning, the Devil's Brigade began its climb in foggy and snowy conditions while carrying 60-pound rucksacks, along with its standard equipment. Hours later, some troops from the brigade were nearing the objective but were ordered to hold fire until 6 that morning. Unfortunately, a rock slide spoiled the element of surprise and a firefight developed. Frederick was in the thick of this battle, armed with just a pistol and a grenade. When more troops from the Devil's Brigade arrived at the battle site, the tide began to turn. One of the German units surrendered, but before the prisoners could be secured, one shot a captain in the brigade in the head, killing him. The brigade's troops retaliated by massacring the prisoners, and from then on would not take any unless they had specific instructions to do so. By dawn, the battle had ended, with the Devil's Brigade victorious, and this is the episode that climaxes the story in the 1968 movie. The victory did not mean the brigade was safe from harm, however. They had to hold...
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, so you guys see why this group of badasses definitely deserves to have a bottle named after them. So it is a blend of American and Canadian hand-selected troops that were accustomed to outdoors, cold weather, loggers, lumberjacks, hunters, things of that nature, that were all put together in a special unit to train in those kind of austere conditions to go over there and fight. And so what I was just reading on the bottle is that this is 60% American bourbon, and 40% Canadian whiskey.
That's badass.
Dude, I'm so much happier to have this bottle now after, because I did not watch that ahead of time. I was watching it first time with y'all. That's freaking awesome. Now the video, I put the
Willie
video.
a Devil's Brigade?
Say again.
Was Willie in the Devil's Brigade?
No, Willie's no. That was back in World War II, man. Like Willie's not.
Gotcha. Willie might be 90. I don't know.
Well, that's true. So if you guys see on the bottle, the dagger that they were talking about, that V42 is right there on the neck label, and the
awesome.
shield, the guy in the back, the shield. So he's got the patch, that red patch.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy in the back is carrying that. Dude, it's a sweet bottle. I can't wait to have Willie on the show. I really hope to get him on here to talk more about the distillery now that we just learned more about the Devil's Brigade themselves. That was freaking awesome. But the video goes on for another 10 minutes. And so the link to that video is in the video description already. So if you guys want to watch the rest of that video, the link is there and you can watch that at your own discretion. Let's see. I'm going to catch up a little bit on chat because I saw there were some people that jumped in. Sunshine Corners in the house. What's up, girl? It's so good to see you. I always appreciate you jumping in the chat. Picked up the Midwest. Yep. Got some of those. A lot of you guys that dropped in that you got a couple of those picks, like B. Bauer and Mike Brock, and a lot of you guys that put names of bottles that you just purchased. I've already put them up on the board, and so they are up there. And a Nashville pick. Yep. Let's see. So I knew Ben Demonhammer was gonna just freaking love that because it is American and Canadians fighting together and a group of freaking badasses, dude. Super fun. Does anybody on the panel have anything that you want to throw up and add to after watching that video of the Devil's Brigade?
I mean, I want to go start watching some war movies.
Yeah. No, I think it was super cool how they actually studied the enemy's weapons. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, big time, super cool.
Z-Man, you're on mute, brother. You're on mute, brother.
So the one thing I'd like to say is that a friend of mine came back from Iraqi freedom, and the comment he made was he was in the Hummer. So they were watching it, sitting on top of fucking roofs. And his wife picked him up from the airport. And when he was driving home, he goes, I couldn't get out of that mindset, which is you're driving down a fucking road and you're looking to see who's on top of buildings.
Right.
Like,
I'm always looking at suspect piles of stuff on the sides of roads. So that's a little bit different than PTSD. They call that operational PTSD or operational stress or operational PTSD. They because usually PTSD is off of a specific incident, and operational PTSD is out of like multiple days, hours, months, or whatever of a continuous stress. And like with me personally, it messed with my adrenal gland, and so now my circadian rhythm of my breathing and my heart rate is all jacked up. When they put me on a machine, I'm not in a good rhythm anymore because I spent so much time with my adrenaline spiked out and super hyper vigilant. I spent so much time like that it changed my body.
Well, he commented on it because when I retired out of corrections, we were driving anybody from minimum custody to death row to doctor's offices. And he goes, I don't know how you fucking do this shit. I'm like, it's just, you know what you got in the back of the van. So you just fucking drive it and you do it. And he's like, I can't do this shit.
I'm having another pour of this Devil's Brigade before we sign off. This is good stuff. Hey, Ben Demon Hunter, I think your question got answered during the video. They were hand-selected troops, and so we don't know if any of them were in the 10th Mountain Division already when they were selected to be in that unit. We just don't know that. But back in that day, like when we talked to 10th Mountain when they were on here, they specialized their troops going on ski slopes and learning how to fight in those kind of conditions. So that would be an obvious choice, I would think.
Yeah.
Damn, this is wild. Yeah, B. Ballard. I appreciate you guys being here.
Right on, brother.
Did any of you guys on panel, any of you, the rest of you guys have anything that you wanted to add after seeing the video?
No.
I don't think so. Mm-mm.
How sweet is this? Yeah, dude, that was fun. All right, so after every episode, total military standard type stuff, we do an AAR after action review. After something is conducted, you get together and talk about what went really well and what we should do differently next time. And so when it comes to having the the veterans first Saturday of the month stream every month, what did we do really well this month and what should we do better next month? So any of you guys in the chat or any of you guys on the panel, if you have any constructive criticism, I can take it. I got wide shoulders. Just throw it on me and we can try to do it better next time. Or if something we should be sure to repeat.
I think the best thing for people to fucking know is it doesn't matter what occupation you're in, especially when it's fucking a little dangerous, if you will, especially with what I do. You don't fucking tell all. You just do what you got to do. You make it through the day, and you're done. Because you don't know when you can get hurt wherever you're at.
Oh yeah. Yep, you got to be grateful for those simple things. Like I can still stand, I can walk, I can breathe in and out. I'm still eating and pooping, and I got to be grateful for those things because there's a lot of people that don't have some of those pieces, and so all you guys having all of those pieces, be grateful and drink water.
Lots of water.
Mark, I am not even qualified. I am not even qualified to give an opinion as to what you're doing well and not well. But what I will say is the fact that you're giving a platform for people in this space in your area, specifically veterans, to come together and share pain and share congratulatory experiences is amazing, Mark. So cheers to you, Mark. I can't thank you enough for opening up your heart and your channel to this platform. But as a non-veteran, I don't feel like I'm worthy to really give you feedback on that. But what I will say is that what you're doing, I think, is amazing, Mark. And I think this is a great safe space for people to come in and give their thoughts on this type of stuff. So that's all I'm going to say. I appreciate you, Mark, and I appreciate your channel.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate those words.
We honor the people who've been around. We honor the jobs that we're doing right now. Where if they're in dangerous space, we can do that. And my pops, fucking,
yeah,
he rocked it. He rocked it for years. So
I hear you, man. And we're here for you, brother. And Tony, that's what I was just talking about. It's operational stress, which is more complex. Yep.
Mark, I'll say every time to you, keep doing what you're doing. So,
hey, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you. Badax Bobby's in the house. Badax Bobby is an Air Force veteran and a firefighter. And like what Z-Man was talking about, how there's a lot of jobs out there that people put their lives on the line to help others, whether it's protecting the flock or just pulling someone out of a fire. Someone's having a hard time. There's always people out there that are willing to put that weight on their back and pull you out. And so people like Z-Man, people like Bobby, all those people that understand the mission is more important than the individual. I just appreciate you guys. This community is outstanding. Absolutely.
Amazing community. We have the best fucking community. Excuse my language, Mark. We have the best community of all of YouTube, in my opinion. I love this community.
Yep.
I'm new in this space. It's Prior Military and Whiskey. I'm really excited to share. Yep. Hey, Tony. So on the Northwest Bourbon channel, the playlists are all subcategorized. And so if you want to check out what other previous veteran whiskeys of the month were, go to the playlist and go to veterans and you can see prior episodes. Like I said, last month was 1 year, so this is like episode 14 if you're talking exclusively, right? And so we've had like Old Soldier, Brass and Anchor, Horse Soldier, April 1, Sergeant 1783, Hotel Tango, 10th Mountain, and Devil's Brigade. We've had tons of veteran-owned whiskeys as the whiskey of the month. So if you want to learn more, check it out, brother. Appreciate you being here, by the way. All of you guys. So Bakers, did you guys have any thing for the after action review?
So honestly, Mark, I think that our after action review last month, we've corrected everything. We're hitting on all cylinders. We're putting out a great show this time. Congratulations to you for recognizing the need in this space to have a forum on Saturday nights for veterans. And
yeah,
I mean, this has been amazing, a bit intense, but amazing. And I think you've got some new fans of your monthly show.
Mark,
Positive.
I love it.
Mark,
yeah.
I don't want to steal any spotlight from the Bakers, but you know what I'm going to do as an after review? I'm going to advertise what you're doing on my channel because I really appreciate it and I want it to get out there what you're doing.
Buddy. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. And I want people to know about what you're doing and know more about where they can go for this type of stuff. So I'm going to advertise this on my channel as well. So I really appreciate what you're doing, Mark.
Thank you, Matt. I had some veterans tell me that they wished they had a veteran focused live stream that had structure, that they missed being in the military. And so that's why I have the whiteboard. We go over the same topics every month because some people miss that structure. Plus, there's a lot of veterans out there that are drinking home alone, just in that kind of dark spot. And I want to kind of get it out there that there are people just like you all across the country that are all across the world that want to hang out and have someone to drink with, but they don't want to go somewhere. Like me, I don't want to get a DUI, right? And so I'm sometimes scared to go out and drink with my local friends, even when they're doing bottle shares and stuff, because I don't want to go drink with them and then drive home because I've got kids to come home to. What if I don't come home, right?
Yeah.
And so I want to give this space for that DUI prevention task force. Let's get together, pants optional, no DD required. Let's have some drinks together,
I love it. You're very passionate about what you do, Mark, and I love it. I want to advertise it as much as possible. Sorry, Z-Man. Go ahead, brother.
Nah, I'm good, brother. I'm just gonna say what you said because Mark said it like 100 times. The people that have fallen and paying homage to them, it's important.
Right,
Mark. There are a lot of great people in the whiskey tube space, and this space wouldn't be what it is without you, Mark. So I appreciate what you're doing, brother.
Dude, I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that.
Well, and the other thing too is we don't bring this shit up in regular chats.
Right. No, yeah. I was trying. I'm going for that happy medium between just a shit show where there's no structure and the ones that are too structured are boring. I want to hit it to where there is structure, but it's not boring. That's why we can get together. Like if we're at a bar together,
This is far from a shit show, Mark, and I don't think you should ever present your channel or what you're doing as that. I appreciate what you're doing, Mark.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
So every
just
month
become best friends.
What?
It's
Did
possible.
You just become best friends.
Troy. It's possible.
All right, so every month we close out with taps, and then we're gonna get to the backstage. If you want to get some uncut, unfiltered, not for public viewing, backstage shenanigans, click the join button. First, we're gonna close out the poll. Hold on, I almost forgot about that. We have a poll going on.
Taps is gonna make me fucking cry.
All right. Yeah, it always makes you cry. All right. So we have a poll in the chat. Which branch of the service did you or your family members serve in? Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, and other countries. Okay. So if you or your family members served in the military in another country, dude, you're a brother in arms with us, right?
So, let me retract my statement on what you could do better, because I remembered this from last time. Can you now in the little questions, can you maybe put all of the above? Because I got family that are in every branch of the military.
No, dude, Big Cat, Aaron, that's a great question. Now, so the YouTube studio is where I create that poll, and it's limited to only 4 poll options. I can't do more than 4.
All right.
No, that was an awesome suggestion, awesome question, but I can only do 4. And so that's why Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard are all on the same line, because I only can do 4 options.
Okay.
And so if I could do a poll with 8 options, bro, I would have all kinds of nonsense on there. But I can only do up to 4. I can do 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, dude.
All right, so we are going to end the poll with Army representing strong tonight with 46%. Navy, Marines at 38%. Space Force, Air Force, Coast Guard 12%. And other country military 4%. I appreciate you guys being here. Ending the poll right now.
I
So
think you just
4%
said go Army, beat Navy.
Oh, stop.
Let's do some taps on how much everybody that's out there.
Yep. So any of you guys watching live right now, if you want to join in the backstage shenanigans, push join, and you can jump in backstage. Any of you guys on screen right now have anything you want to sign off with?
No, I want some taps.
Mark, I love you, brother. I love you, brother.
I love you too. Thanks, man.
See, man, thanks for being vulnerable. Thanks for sharing, brother. I love you too, brother.
Let's lower that flag and blow that horn.
Yeah.
Roger that. En route. Hey, you guys, thanks for being here. Make sure you're drinking more water than whiskey, and be there for each other. You know, reach out to that person you haven't talked to in a while and let them know that you are thinking about them, you're here for them, and you want to still be part of their life. You know what I mean? Because that might be the call that saves them.
Let it roll, brother.
True. That's true. We're here on this rock one time. Don't delay, guys. Reach out and say hi.
Absolutely. All right, and with that, we are out.